he shits in the bathtub. Let's give it up for Ridcardo Leone.
Thank you. Hello. Hi. My name is Dr. Ridcardo Leone. I'm a comedian and a podcaster, and I'm also a part-time gynecologist, specifically Lexis Sharde's gynecologist. Well, really, I can't take all the credit. It's a team of people working in shifts, late nights, and really a lot of the credit should go to Lexi herself. She's used to having her ankles behind her head for such long periods of time that really we don't have to use stirrups. I was chosen for this job, well, mostly because I already own spelunking equipment. Another guy on the team does demolition. Another guy, we call him the inside man. He's a guy who lives in her pussy 24/7, posing as a genital wart. He just feeds us information, and we want to thank him for his sacrifice, and we want to thank his wife for her sacrifice, and her kids, and their dog, and 2 cats, and their pony, and we're praying for that pony to make it through the night. It's just the inside that pussy, it's just not a good place for a horse. So Lexi asked me to be on this roast because even though I'm a doctor, I can still be funny and edgy. And, I'm not your mother's gynecologist, regardless of that smell you recognize on my fingers, Dana. It's a recognizable smell, but that's a totally separate hobby. Normally you wouldn't think a gynecologist would come on and share, people's private information and certainly not make fun of it. You have to consider things like HIPAA rights. But considering that between Lexi's HIPAA right and HIPAA left is a disgusting vagina, it's right for comedy. It's rancid for everything else, but it's ripe for comedy. Now, I don't want to say that Lexi has a huge vagina. I'd rather say that she has a massive pussy. It's so huge that if you put your ear up to it, you can hear the ocean. And if you turn your head, you can smell it. Around the office, we have a nickname for her pussy. It's Shamu, because it's large, it's black, and it's white, and it performs 5 times daily. Speaking of Free Willy, does anyone have a Free Willy? She's looking for at least 3 dudes to fill in her 1 p.m. slot. You can go there just to watch, but just be aware that no matter where you sit, you're going to be in the splash zone. Lexi's pussy is a lot like Bitcoin in that a ton of white dudes have blown their wads on it. It's also similar in that its value has decreased significantly as the years have gone by. And I mentioned the white dudes because they become so much of a preference for her that she's undergone a procedure known as vaginal regentrification. I could be wrong, but I think that they're building a sprouts in there. Well, in any case, something has sprouted in there. Now, I'm not just here to make fun of Lexi's disgusting and smelly pussy, though how disgusting and smelly her pussy is will be a running gag. Coincidentally, run and gag is what you'll do if you're ever exposed to Lexi's disgusting and smelly pussy. In addition to owning a disgusting and smelly pussy, did I mention that it's also just aesthetically unappealing? Anyways, I digress. In addition to owning a disgusting, smelly, and ugly pussy, Lexi's also a talented comedian. She uses a lot of costumes and characters in her work, but even though she's silly, Lexi is also deep. She's about this deep. She reminds me of all the comedy greats, Miss Piggy, Kermit the Frog, basically anyone you can get your arm into, about this deep. Lexi's one of those comedians that's not afraid to share her truth on stage, even when those things are difficult to talk about. And regardless of her hardships, she's always remains positive. Positive for HPV, gonorrhea, syphilis. She has crabs and bats. Thank you. Getting back to Lexi's comedy, she is one of the hosts of the Fart Talk, a show which is dedicated to the subject of farts. But if you really want to be entertained, you should hear her Queef Talk. They stink just as bad, but you get the benefit of not having to hear Dana Wisson's voice. My introduction to Lexi came from her podcast, Life Coaching Comedians. Little known fact, Life Coaching Comedians was not the first name for the show. The original title was going to be Comedians in Cars Getting Herpes. In all honesty, I'm not really a gynecologist. I'm just a Lexi Sharde super fan, and I have been since the moment I saw her perform. What she does is so funny and unique and strange and beautiful, just like her. And I feel so lucky to have been able to be on her shows and play alongside her over the past year. And really, this has been a tough year for a lot of people. So making a friend like you, Lexi, it's been really amazing. And while this year has been really tough on a lot of people, COVID-19 has been great for Lexi because with everybody losing their sense of smell, she can finally wear a sundress out in public again. Happy birthday, Lexi.
I love you.
Woo, good job, man. Good job.
Thank you.
Oh my God. Thank you, Ridcardo. Thank you, Twan. You guys, thank you for being men who support us and love us.
I think.
Wait, this isn't about me. I forgot. It's Lex's birthday. That was awesome. That was
like the best roast ever. My heart is so full right now.
But how does your vagina feel?
Lonely.
What about, you know what? That's okay. That's your authentic self, a lonely vagina. Just, my vagina is just full of drugs and just like, there's too much going on in there. So I think that's probably why our vaginas and or buttholes collide in such a nice way.